In this lecture, I'm going to quickly show you how we can add Google Recaptcha to our login and registration form. So the first thing we want to do is search for Google Recaptcha. So I'm going to say Google Recaptcha. So I've already used this for a few sites. So let's just come here. And then if you've never heard about this before, you can actually read on the website here. There's a lot of information. So this is essentially a way to protect your site from people who use spam bots to actually spam websites. So we're going to click on the link here which says My Recaptcha. I already created one for a previous site. So what I'm going to do is just walk you through the process so that we can do this together. So right here, we want to register a new site. So the site that we want to register now will be link share. So I'm going to give it a unique name called link share. Then I'm going to select the type of reCAPTCHA that I want. I want the one that is visible on the form. So this will tell the user to actually click on a checkbox. And then here we want to specify the domain. So I could just grab that from here. So that will be local.linkshare.com. Then paste it here. So typically you can actually add more than one domain. All you need to do is add them on a separate line. So if you want to use this for more than one domain, that's the way that you do it. So click on I accept the terms, and then we're going to register this new domain. So a few things to take note of here. We need the site key and we also need the site secret. So we're going to start with this one, the site key. Let's go inside of our env. So in our env here, we want to say reCAPTCHA key should be equal to what we copied. I'm going to duplicate that, say reCAPTCHA secret. And then I'm going to copy the value for the secret. So this is the secret. And then paste it here. And then the next thing that we want to do is to actually just copy this script and then add it to both of the pages where we want to use the reCAPTCHA. So because we're not going to be using this in every page, so we are going to declare a new directive inside of base.php. So at the top here, we're going to say @yield reCAPTCHA. So doing this means that we can now selectively add these to pages that we want. So we want this in our login page. So let's come inside of login. Then at the very top here, we create a new section. So we can say add section. This should now be reCAPTCHA. Then we can then say end section. So end section. Then inside of this section, we want to paste the script tag. Then copy this, do the same thing for register.blade.php, paste it here. And then let's get back again to Chrome. And then the last thing is to actually just include this in our form. So we want this in our register form and we also want this in our login form. So let's start with the register form. Just come here. We are inside the register form. What we want to do is just to include one more div here. So we're going to say div class form group. So we're going to say form dash group. And then we paste that here. So for the data key, we want to get this from our env. So we can just say config and then get the actual key here. So we don't type it wrongly. So copy this and then paste this here. And then now let's copy this to the login form. So let's come here, close to the checkbox. We are just going to paste it here. So let's do a reload on the browser to see if everything is okay. So right here now we have this checkbox which says I'm not a robot. So let's go to the login form. We have the checkbox here. But what we want to do is make these two be on the same line. Remember me and reCAPTCHA. So maybe we just move the remember me to this area. So let's quickly fix that. So we need a way to put both of them inside of one div. So let's turn this to a row. So let's turn this to a row. Or let's just undo that first and grab these two. Create a div. Call this a role. Paste both of them in there. And then let's turn this to a column. So we're not going to specify a width for this column. So that's because we want both of these two items to actually share the same amount of width. So it will be 6. The entire row will be 12. So this will take 6. And then this is also going to take 6. So let's just grab this. And then put it inside of div class call. All right. So this will be 6. Let's now try to do a reload on the browser. Okay, so now we have both of them on one side. So let's try to view these on a mobile device. So developers tool. Okay, so everything is displayed correctly on mobile. So let's come here. Everything is displayed nicely. Okay, so that's all we need to do for the UI part. In the next section, we are now going to begin writing the functionality to actually register a user, validate the form that when they are submitting it, and all of the stuff that we need to do when registering a user, including sending activation emails.